I'm making a game inspired by SSX Tricky and Mario Kart. Some of the features I'd like to implement are snowboarding against others. Against others? Yes. Some of the features I'd like to implement are snowboarding while performing tricks, like SSX Tricky, but then also mixing in aspects of Mario Kart where you can collect items and use them to offensively knock down other players or defensively to protect yourself. To be completely transparent, I started working on this game back in 2021. At that time, I was working full-time as a project manager at a major corporation. And so as you can imagine, with that kind of role, I had very limited time to work on game dev. At that point in time, at least I thought it was a very novel idea to have a snowboarding game like SSX Tricky. I hadn't seen anything in a long while in that realm, but then also with the mix of Mario Kart style antics of using weapons, etc. Of course, fast forward to now, there are several other indies that I've seen that had similar ideas at that time, and they are currently working on their projects as well. I think, however, my game does stand out a little bit. I know there are some differences between my game. I'm working in Unity. At least one of them I saw was working in Godot, and the other one was in Unreal. So between the three of us, maybe we'll have all the game engine bases covered. I can't really even say that because who knows, there's probably others that I don't know about that are making a very similar type game. Which that brings us to this video. Obviously there's going to be differences between the different games. However, will I be able to stand out against those? Maybe, maybe not. I will say that their games do look really, really good. Before we make that decision, let me talk a little bit about how my game may stand out. I think those games may have some aspects of this, but maybe not all of them. And maybe after this video, who knows, maybe they'll incorporate all of them, I don't know. My game will be multiplayer. I think that's a challenge for most solo developers and probably a challenge for myself. So I probably shouldn't have done that. Perhaps couch co-op, I have to figure that piece out. You'll be able to race down the mountain, perform tricks to gather boost and points similar to SSX Tricky. And you'll have the aspect of collecting items like in Mario Kart to fight against the other players in the game. Part of the reason why I'm asking the question, should I even make this game, is because I did not start correctly. I did not do any market research whatsoever, which admittedly I should have done looking back. Probably made the same mistake that most indies do, at least beginner indies, in the sense of, hey, I want to play that game. Let me go ahead and make it. I don't know if that's a good way to go about it though. Like I said earlier, I just thought, wow, I'd really like to play a snowboarding game, a game that has some cool aspects from SSX Tricky, but then also allows you to do combat like Mario Kart. Who wouldn't, right? So asking this question, should I make this game or not? I mean, I do want to make sure that whatever game I make, it's somewhat in the realm of successful. I do want people to play the game. I do want to make it worth my time, right? Make it worth your time. I'll get into my story a little bit later in the video in case you all are interested. But I am trying to build Slopeside Games as a video game studio. And as such, I do want to focus on games that do have a higher potential for success. So what do you think? Is there an audience for this game? Would you like to play a game where you could knock down your friends as they try to perform these cool tricks to gain boost to beat you to the finish line? Please let me know in the comments below. Please feel free to join my Discord and we can continue the discussion. I do really want to hear from you. I'd love to say wishlist this. Why? I cannot say the word wishlist. I'd love to say wishlist this game on Steam, but I have not created the Steam page yet. I wanted to make sure that this is the route that I was going to go and that I will build this game. So if I decide to push forward with this, I will go and create the Steam page. So for those that stuck around to listen about my story and who I am, My name is Midnight Modesto. I worked as a project manager at a major corporation for 25 years. I started my way as a software developer. I ended up going to project lead and then moving forward to project manager. And I have deployed many successful projects under the corporate realm. I guess it's also important that I should say I have a master's degree in software engineering. I've always dreamt about being a solo game developer, and the timing was right for me to go ahead and grasp at those dreams. Considering my successes in the corporate realm, it may not be everything. I don't want to make it sound like I'm full of myself or anything. Just saying, those successes led me to think, okay, this might be something I can do. And with my software engineering background, let's go ahead and push forward with this and give it a shot. However, even having the software engineering background, I am not an artist. I think you can see that in my work. So at some point I will either hire or contract an artist to help out with the game and make sure that it is visually appealing as well as fun to play. Obviously, that's assuming the answer here is push forward with the game. Before I do bring on an artist, I do want to complete the prototype. That way we can at least all have the same vision for what the game is, what it should look like, and well, maybe less about what it should look like. That may be the artist's work, but at least the same vision of what the game is. All right, that's all I've got for now. Please, I really do want to hear your feedback. Should I pursue this? Should I pivot and do something else? If the feedback is overwhelmingly pivot to go something else, I'm going to follow the lead of some of the other solo indie game devs and build ooey gooey kablooey. Please let me know. Please like and subscribe. Please join the Discord and we can continue the discussion. And if you're feeling generous, please consider supporting me through Patreon. Remember, I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you on the next video. My game may incorporate an itchy nose, and others won't.